Do I have you locked in this room right now? Don't ever meditate again. No, do what you want. My name is Issa. If you don't know who I am, welcome to the side of YouTube where we are reclaiming ourselves. We are reclaiming our magic, our power, our passion, our fire in a way that feels good for us. We're healing in a way that is sustainable over here, not just putting a band-aid over shit. If you want a band-aid, go to CVS. I can't help you, okay? I'm not the one. I don't meditate anymore. I don't. I meditated almost every day for a year, and then after that, it was the core of my practice. It was something that I went back to constantly. When I stopped meditating, I actually felt really guilty. I felt like I wasn't devoted to my practice anymore. I felt like I was lacking discipline. I felt like I was doing something wrong. I felt like, why is it so hard for me to just sit still and be in meditation? Like, I should be devoted to my practice. I know how powerful meditation can be, but I just didn't want to do it anymore. And eventually, after surrendering and letting go and listening to my body, listening to my intuition, and just doing what felt good, I realized women have been suppressed for years, for hundreds if not thousands of years. We have been told that the way we feel, our anger, our rage, our grief, our sorrow, our passion, our desire, all of these things are too much. Women don't need to sit still for any longer. You have done that long enough. And if you are a woman who deals with anxiety, I have experienced anxiety since I was 14 years old, got diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, social anxiety when I was 17, 18. I'm 27 now. And yes, I still feel these things. I still have these moments of spiraling, but it doesn't happen nearly as often as it used to. Anything, any little trigger would just send me spiraling. And it felt like I was meditating, I was practicing this, this centeredness, finding my center, but then when I would get triggered, it felt like I had no control over my emotions anymore. And if you understand anxiety on an energetic level, anxiety is a symptom of repression, of years and years of repressed emotion that is just, it's bubbling up and it needs somewhere to go. It needs somewhere to go. And for those of us who have dealt with depression and anxiety, a lot of times if you don't give it anywhere to go and you're in this constant overstimulated state, from a nervous system point of view, you go into freeze and you shut down as a way to protect yourself, and now you're in a wave of depression. This has been my experience for 10 plus years, and what I've learned is that if you have years of suppressed rage, sadness, trauma, and not only that, but your mother, whose womb you came from, also has years of suppressed rage, sadness, grief, trauma, and her mother, and her mother, and her mother. You have generations on generations of pent up, pushed down emotions, and you're trying to put a blanket on that with meditation, a band-aid. If your body is telling you to get the fuck up and move, it's because you need to get the fuck up and move. I think that what a lot of highly emotional, sensitive women feel, by opening up to these emotions, by allowing ourselves to feel the full intensity and rawness of these emotions, somehow those emotions will take over and we will lose ourselves. But shadow work teaches us that the things we suppress actually have the most control over us. So if you are burying your emotions constantly, that is why you're crashing out over little things that you really don't need to be crashing out over. That is why you are reacting to the same triggers, no matter how much inner work you do, no matter how much self-reflection you do, no matter how much talk therapy you do. It's because you're still in a practice of trying to fix your emotions when all you really need to do is feel them. When you are consciously allowing yourself to feel something, you are uprooting the emotion, you are giving it space to go, because it will go. When you allow the thing to come up and you don't attach any meaning or story to them, and you allow what is happening in your body to simply be felt sensation in the body, you will alchemize. That is a process of alchemizing your emotions, that energy into something else. And then when that thing happens that normally triggers you, it's not going to trigger you as much. Why? Because you let yourself rage. You let yourself feel that grief. You let yourself feel that thing in a safe, contained way. So here are the things that I do to make sure I don't crash the fuck out. The first one is dance. I have cried so much from putting on a playlist, and at first it starts, I'm feeling good, I'm shaking some ass, I'm opening my sacral, I'm opening my hips, I'm feeling good, I'm opening that flow of emotions, I'm surrendering, and then all of a sudden, I'm crying. All of a sudden, I'm raging, but it doesn't feel out of my control. It feels like I know, my body knows exactly where it's going and what it's doing. And oh, here's my opportunity. Here's a chance for me to finally release the things that I've been holding on to that I maybe didn't even realize I was holding on to. I thought we were just gonna have a cute little morning and, throw some ass for a little bit and then get my day started. And now I'm sitting here crying. And then eventually I start to move again. And I feel lighter. I feel like I've just let something go because I have. And then I can go back to throwing some ass, okay? It doesn't have to look good. It doesn't have to look appealing. It doesn't have to look sexy. We are so conditioned to perceive ourselves the way that other people perceive us. And what I like to do when I am dancing is I like to imagine, I'll either dance in front of a mirror or I'll close my eyes and I'll imagine that the person watching me is my higher self. I'll imagine that the person watching me is another version of me, maybe even a younger version of myself that needs to see this version that feels free, that is letting go, that is choosing not to give a fuck how my body moves, how it looks. I don't care how weird it looks. I don't care how sexy or not sexy it looks. It doesn't matter. It's about how it feels. So imagine you have an audience, but that audience is you. That audience is another version of you. Or you don't even have to do all that. You can if you want to deepen the practice, but just throw on some music, okay? And shake some ass, because that is spiritual. It is ancestral. It absolutely is. Dance every day. Even if you don't feel like it, put on music that is like, it's irresistible. It is irresistible. Put on music that just makes you feel so fucking good. I have a couple playlists that I personally use. It's my personal taste. That I like to rotate between depending on how I want to feel, like what energy I'm trying to, invoke within myself. I will leave those down below. They're Spotify playlists, so if you have Spotify, you'll be able to go and listen to them. The next practice is breath work. First of all, it's free. I mean, all of these practices are free. You don't need to go to an insanely expensive retreat. You don't need to do all of the things. It's free. You can do this in the comfort and the safety of your own home. When you deeply breathe, first of all, you are signaling to your body that you are safe. When you are allowing yourself to deeply inhale, when you're anxious, you're restricted, you're tense all the fucking time, you're not breathing deeply. Like, you'll notice sometimes if you're in traffic, you're like subconsciously holding your breath. You're breathing really, really shallow. And so when you deeply breathe in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth, you are filling your diaphragm. You are signaling to the body that it is safe. On your own, intentional inhales and intentional exhales for 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be an hour. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. 5 minutes, 10 minutes of deep, intentional breathing. Put your hands on your body. Feel what is happening in your body. Feel the sensations that are coming up. Don't label them. Don't attach meaning to them. Just allow them to come up. You will open a gateway for emotions and energy to come through. And again, you don't attach a story. You don't attach a meaning. You don't attach your identity to what is happening in the body, to the thoughts that are attached to the sensations. And for a super powerful alchemical process, combine the two. Combine the two. You can stand or you can sit in butterfly position. You can sit in a straddling position with your hips open. Put on some good music. Put on music that makes you feel something. My embodied playlist is, I feel like, a great playlist for this. It is what I use to really get into my body, get into my emotions, feel my own essence. Move your hips, move your body, sway. Allow your body to move intuitively. Stretch, roll your neck, roll your shoulders, move your body intuitively. We hold so much shame around our emotional expression, around our bodies, around these things that innately make us who we are. And when you move your body and you allow it to move intuitively and you hear your breath, because when I say breathing, audible exhale, let out a sigh. It is so uncomfortable for us to do that. But in the process of allowing your voice to be heard, allowing your breath to be heard, to be felt, and moving your body in this way, mind blowing. It's a permission slip. What women need is permission. We need to give ourselves permission. And if you are not giving yourself permission, then I'm giving you permission right now. Let this be your permission slip. It is okay to feel. It's not okay to crash the fuck out and pop the fuck off all the time, because then you're not coming from a regulated place. But regulated and grounded doesn't mean you don't feel anything. It doesn't mean you're stoic now. That's for men. Let men be fucking stoic. And even then, that's not healthy either. This is how you get diseases. Why is it that women are 80% more likely to develop autoimmune diseases? It's because we are conditioned to suppress when we innately are meant to express. Give yourself permission to move without shame, and watch how you shift. Watch how you show up differently in your day-to-day life. You can do this for 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, and it will transform you, and you will finally let go of things that you've been mentally trying to let go of for so fucking long. I swear, I promise you. I can tell you that because I know, because I have seen the transformation in myself. I was a shell of myself. I existed as a sliver of who I was. I existed in this box that was constantly repressed, but at the same time, it's like, well, I am emotional. I do express my emotions. I'm only expressing my emotions when I'm crashing out, when I'm popping off, when I'm getting triggered. It's not in my control. It wasn't in my control, but now it is. I create the space. I throw a temper tantrum. In a safe space, I will beat the shit out of my pillow. I will scream into a pillow. I will rage. Tense your body up, and then release. Tense, and then release. And it feels insane, but you know what's insane? Repeating the same cycle over and over and over and over again and getting the same result. So if the journaling and the meditation hasn't been giving you the results that you want, try something different. Give yourself permission to feel in a safe and contained way. I love you. I want you to feel free. I want you to feel liberated. And if you want a little taste of getting into the body and reconnecting with a version of yourself that is unapologetic, bold, doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks, okay? If you are a people-pleasing, anxious woman and you are tired of compromising yourself, sacrificing, suppressing your magic for other people, I created a free 20-minute dark feminine activation. It's called Inner Bitch. And I love it. I love it so much. It is so powerful, so juicy. So I will leave that down below. It's free. You can download it. You can have it forever. Do it for 30 days, every day. See how you feel. Thank you for being here. Go drink some water, go shake some ass, and I will see you in the next one.